Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. As you've probably seen from the title, I want to talk about my goals that I'd like to achieve on YouTube this year, and just in general life. Considering it's like halfway through February now, it's a little bit late to start talking about what I want to achieve, but I kind of wanted to put a lot of thought into what I want to do this year instead of just thinking, oh, I'd like to run more and I'd like to become really good at cooking. A lot of people just jump to the first thing that comes into their head for their New Year's resolutions, whereas I thought I'd put a lot of thought into it and then actually set out to definitely achieve them by the end of the year. So my first goal and the thing that I'm most excited to achieve is this year I'd like to do a Star Wars fan film. I've always been a massive Star Wars fan and it's kind of the first thing that got me really into filmmaking. I now work full time as a visual effects artist and I pretty much kind of credit that to Star Wars and all the effects in that, which kind of inspired me to do what I want to do. And with all the hype of the new Star Wars films recently, like The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, the new Solo film's just around the corner, and we've got another few Star Wars films coming out in the next few years, I really wanted to kind of jump on the bandwagon and do something that was more personal to me. So I've got a few friends that are interested in doing the project, and I'm really excited to shoot it, so we're just kind of waiting on a few props and some good weather. So I'm thinking maybe June or July time, I'm going to get all of the people that I know together that are really good at filmmaking, and we're going to shoot a really high production value Star Wars short film. I'm going to sink quite a lot of money into it, paying for actors and things, and paying for everyone's travel, props and costumes and stuff. It's going to be an investment, but I think it's going to be something really worthwhile. I've always wanted to do a Star Wars fan film. I've tried to do a few lightsaber videos on my YouTube channel before, and they've all kind of been a bit gimmicky and not really cool. I don't want this to be a comedy piece at all. I don't want it to be like the sort of stuff I do where it's kind of a bit of a joke. I want this to be a really, really serious short film, have everyone kind of go, wow, that's really awesome when they watch it. But I think that my cinematography skills and that my camera gear and stuff have got to a level where I can make a really, really good short film. And Star Wars is just one of those things that I've always wanted to tackle, and now seems to be a really good time to try and do it. Another thing that I really want to try is do some more experimental visual effects stuff. Whenever in the past I've wanted to do some visual effects videos, it's always been thinking about how to kind of incorporate it into a short film and work out a way to display it in a more sort of visually interesting way. And I think in some ways that's kind of inhibited me in the past from actually making the video, because you have to think of the whole way to sort of write it into a script and then shoot it and everything. But a lot of the time in my weekends and my spare time, I spend a lot of time doing visual effects. So I'll come home from work where I've been doing 8 hours of visual effects in the day and literally open up Nuke and start doing more visual effects in my evenings. As you guys probably know, I'm quite experienced in Blender these days and I do a lot of visual effects stuff in Blender, and recently I've been incorporating a lot of CGI elements into my videos. Since working at the mill with some of the industry professionals, I've picked up some really, really useful tips, and there's a lot of stuff that I didn't even know you could do that I've now sort of discovered and I'd like to put into my own videos. There's things like really good systems for 3D camera tracking that I've always struggled with before because Blender's 3D tracking isn't very good. You can actually track it in Nuke now and export the 3D camera from Nuke and bring it into Blender. So I'm thinking that my 3D camera tracking problems are kind of solved now. I need to put that into a test, but that's kind of the thing that I'm talking about, is making like a video, just testing some visual effects stuff and putting it on YouTube. I just think there's a lot of cool stuff that I do in my spare time that I kind of make and then it never really gets shown to anyone, so I'd quite like to start putting that out on the YouTube channel. I'll have to find a format that's a bit more suitable than just uploading random tests, but that's something that I'd like to get more into this year. And the third thing for me is to try and do a bit more teaching. A lot of my freelance career has been based around teaching in film schools and things, and I quite like the idea of sharing my knowledge with other people. I'm in a very fortunate position that I learned pretty much everything I know from YouTube, and I'm now working at the Mill, which is a very high-end visual effects company. And I'd quite like to share some of the knowledge that I'm learning with other people and kind of give back to the community. And I think working at a high-end visual effects house, I'll be able to learn and share a lot of really useful things that not many people will know. So I'm going to try and start cranking out some more tutorials again. I'm going to have to think about a format. I don't really want to go down the route of teaching everyone how to do a muzzle flash and how to do a lightsaber effect, because I've done those videos before and some of them have been quite successful, some of them haven't really, and they've just sort of flopped. So I'm going to try and find a bit of a niche. My recent Blender to After Effects video where I talked about compositing between the two has done really, really well. It's had about 10,000 views and a lot of people were really interested in that. So seeing as my role at work as a 2D compositor, I'm thinking maybe I'm going to try and steer my tutorials towards sort of compositing CG elements. So maybe some Blender to After Effects, Blender to Nuke stuff, and just talk about how to go between 2D and 3D software. People seem to be really interested in that sort of thing, so I'm just going to give it a go. Apart from that, this year, 2018 is going to be a bit of a blank slate for me in terms of YouTube. I'm very busy at work, so obviously I'm going to have less free time. But equally, I think there's going to be some overlaps between what I do at work and what I do on YouTube, so maybe there's some opportunity to share some stuff there. I don't really know. All I know is that I've just hit 5,500 subscribers, and it's really exciting, so I don't really want to start slowing down on the YouTube front. I've worked for a really long time to build up an audience, and now that I've finally hit quite a big number of subscribers, I don't want to start slowing down. If anything, I'd like to start speeding up. Free time is going to be an issue, but I'm desperately trying to find a way of making videos that still suits me and I have enough spare time to do. So that's what I have to say, and let's see how 2018 goes. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you very soon.
Are you listening? Damn.